Hey guys, Karston's back with a new critter, and it's a Uromastyx, and I named him Pikachu because he's a yellow Uromastyx. Something cool that you might have found out already is that it's spiky tail, and it uses it as its top defense mechanism. The way he uses his tail is that he goes into one of his, if he was in the wild, he would go into a crevices and he would put his tail, he would wrap it around whichever side was pointing out. So whenever the predator tried to get him, they would grab this and then they would fly or run. Their diet, mostly like all of our reptiles except for my snake, they eat greens. Turnip greens, mustard greens,
collard greens.
And what's cool about them is that they also eat bird seed. You know how everyone has their favorite type of Skittle? He likes to eat the red ones first. He's a pretty shy eater when it comes to eating this food. But whenever we're away, he gets pretty noisy. And then my mom's gonna insert a video now. Most people will actually use their bird seed, otherwise known as millet, but we use sand for substrate. And a lot of people think it's true that sand doesn't absorb the heat, but we put rocks under the sand, so the sand will absorb the heat from the heat lamp from under the rocks, so the sand will be hot as well. And also, we didn't put bird seed because he likes to dig. In the wild, it would have to be living in rocky terrains. And that's why, if you look in his enclosure that we have, there's rocks and also there's crevices, otherwise known as holes. And he also likes to hide under the holes in the Sahara Desert. Since he lived in the Sahara Desert, he likes it hot. And I mean 130 degrees hot. His basking area is normally about 130 degrees. But all over the place, except where his basking area is, there's a hole under there. That's kind of the same heat. But all over the cage, it's in the high 90s, so if he gets too hot, he can go into a different hole. And we also have a heat gun, so we can check the temperatures in all of the holes, and also his basking place. You can tell we don't keep a water dish in his enclosure because we don't want it to cause humidity, because they don't like humidity. It can hurt their health. That's why, because he doesn't have a water dish, he gets all his waters from his greens. There's a couple cool facts that I want to tell you about. One is that I think all Uromastyx look like the dinosaur, the Ankylosaurus, because they have little tiny spikes on it. Then at the end they have a big hammer. And also, if you see how hot he is, yellow he is, that's because he was getting a lot of heat. But since I've been holding him for a long time, he's not that yellow. But whenever he's in the basking light for a long time, he's gonna be pretty bright yellow. Stop stretching me. Alright guys, stay tuned for my next video. Make sure to like and subscribe. Bye!
Okay. Are you gonna go?
I thought you...